Hello, today I welcome you to my world of watches, and in this video I'm going to show you my top 10 picks for the 11/11 AliExpress sale. Let's see what it's all about. So as you can see, not the regular setup, and that is mainly because I now live in Malta, or as locals say, Malta. And that is the main reason I haven't been uploading. I will upload a new video in which I will explain what I was doing and why I'm here. Another thing, this intro won't be long, but if you don't want to listen, there are timestamps in the video, so just skip to the watches and you can watch them. So if you don't know, the 11/11 AliExpress sale is basically the biggest sale on AliExpress, which starts on November 1st and ends on November 12th. And they have huge discounts on pretty much everything, from dishwashers to, I don't know, phones, and that includes watches. That's why you're here probably. So I will present my top 10 picks. Some of these watches are homages, some of them are not, some of them I have, and some I plan on buying or just have an interest in them. Every single link for these watches will be in the description down below, so if you're interested, just go down there and check for yourself. And that's pretty much it. Let's see these watches. So we are going to start with the Martin SN021-G, which is a beautiful homage to an older generation Rolex Explorer 2. So it is 37mm in diameter, 45.5mm lug to lug, thickness of 11.3mm, weighs 125 grams, and also the lug width is either 19 or 20mm. It's actually very weird because if you buy from the warehouse in China, the bandwidth is 20mm, and if you're buying from a warehouse from Spain, it will be 19mm. That's what they claim in the description, but the only option for me at least is to buy from China, so I guess it will be 20mm. It also has wonderful specifications for the price actually. Full stainless steel construction, 100 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, sapphire crystal, BGW9 lume, 2-year warranty, which I think you will be able to use if needed, as San Martin is a respectable brand in the Chinese market. There's also a very nice possibility to choose between the PT5000 or the SW200 movements. The PT5000 is a clone of an ETA 2824 made in China. It has 38 hours of power reserve, hacking and hand winding, and also has 25 joules. The SW200 on the other hand is made by Sellita, and according to Caliber Corner, it is the main competitor to the ETA 2824 movement and has almost the same specifications, 38 hours of power reserve, hacking and hand winding, and this one has 26 joules rather than the 25. The price changes a bit depending on the movement you choose. So San Martin is now known in the watch community for making quality pieces, usually homages, for a very good price. They're not particularly cheap, but you get much more than you pay for, in my opinion. Just looking from the pictures, it looks wonderful, and also the store itself has very good ratings, so I think that partially proves the quality of their work. So I think this one is very much worth considering. I especially like the, so to speak, Tiffany blue one, and who knows, maybe I'll get one day. The next watch I really want to emphasize on is a Pagani design PD1701, which is again an homage to the Omega Speedmaster. This one is now Pagani's best-selling watch, which overruled even the highly anticipated 40mm Submariner. As of now, they have sold almost 3,000 of these lovely watches. So in the watch forums, this watch actually became a very highly suggested alternative to the Omega Moon's watch. This one actually has a very modest price for the amount of watch that you get. You get a very nice looking 40mm Speedmaster homage. The thickness of it is 14mm, the lug to lug is 47mm, the lug width is 20mm, and it weighs 140 grams. So talking about these specifications, it again has a sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, all stainless steel construction, 100 meters of water resistance, and it houses a Seiko VK63 movement. They have modified this version 4 times to please their customers basically. When they saw the success of this model, they started improving this watch. They also got rid of the date window on some of the variants, which a lot of people didn't like, and they improved the overall quality. I'm actually thinking about this one myself. I would go for the all gold one with the black accents, I think. It looks very stylish. It is more rose gold than yellow gold, but I think it looks very lovely and I'm strongly considering it. Everything on this watch looks very lovely. You can see that especially in the natural photos from other people. Everything from the stainless steel band to the whole watch face looks top notch. So if you like what you see, the link is in the description down below. So now let's look at something at least a little bit more original. Not completely original though, but it's newer, at least for me, which is the mystery code one hand watch. It doesn't really have a model number, so I'll call it the one hand watch. I have to agree that the brand name is pretty dumb. It doesn't really fit the watch, but on the other hand, and no pun intended, it actually kind of fits as the watch itself is really weird. So even though I put this one on the list because of its weirdness, it still has a very good specification sheet for the money. Firstly, the dimensions. It's 42 millimeters in diameter, so a little bit on the bigger side. Case thickness is 12 millimeters, 20 millimeters lug width, and that's pretty much all the measurements that they provide. I don't know how much it weighs or what is the lug to lug. So again, it has a sapphire crystal, stainless steel case, a leather band, and the already mentioned PT5000 automatic movement. Not too shabby for this price. The design, as you can see, is quite quirky with a half circle cutout for the date wheel, but then again, with this design it doesn't look out of place. If you don't fancy the one hand design, there is also an option to choose the normal hand layout with 3 hands, and there are 3 available colors. Even the 3 hands suit this watch and look quite nice, although I would go for the one hand option as I think it makes it more interesting. So if you're looking for something fresh and different to your eyes, I would strongly suggest you look into this one. I was looking at something again a little bit more on the original side, in a sense that the watch has different aspects from different watches. Let me present you the Baltany S184028. This watch is mainly based on the older versions of the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. I'm talking much older, which had a California dial and this type of a case, but what Baltany did, they put their own twist on it and made it with a small seconds hand and also different handset and different color combinations. The California dial is also widely used on some of the models of other watches as well, but it seemed interesting for me and it has a very nice size, so I included it in this list. It is 36 millimeters, not including the crown, 44 millimeters lug to lug, 13.6 millimeters thick, has a lug width of 18 millimeters, and with the supplied leather band, it weighs 75 grams. Again, it is made out of stainless steel and has a leather band, sapphire crystal with AR coating, super luminova, and also the ST1701 Sigil automatic movement. It is an automatic movement with a small seconds hand and it has about 40 hours of power reserve. Before you judge the movement, as it is made by Chinese, you have to consider the fact that Sigil is one of the biggest movement manufacturers in the whole world, and oftentimes these movements are great workhorses. Only 2 dial variations, the matte black and the matte blue, and the numerals as well as the hands have Fox patina on them. With this one, I was attracted by the size. I'm more of a bigger watch guy, but I think with the correct design, smaller watches look wonderful, and this one is a great example of one. Now the next watch I want to share is another one that I'm strongly considering on buying, which is an Homage and has literally no YouTube reviews, so if I order this one, there is a high chance that I will be the first one to review it. This is a Patek Philippe Nautilus Homage from a company called PARNSRPE. I have no idea what kind of brand name that is, but it seems like they did one of those things you do, at least I would do when I was a kid, when I would need a random nickname and I would just bash the keyboard until I get something similar to this. Nevertheless, the price is what caught me, so not during the sale. The cost is 83 euros, and if you use the coupon it goes down to 72. And since the world is in a bad position economically, the price is pretty much the same in dollars. But this interests me because this watch is kind of an AliExpress pre-tax changes watch, where you used to be able to get a Pagani design or Addiesdive for 70 to 80 euros, so this one is very similar. There are a lot of colors to choose from, but personally I'm between the dark blue one or the black dial one. There's also classic dimensions on this one, 40 millimeters in diameter, the case thickness is 12.5 millimeters, and there's not much more mentioned about the dimensions. But again, it offers a lot for the money, that is why it is on this list. So for the price you get a full stainless steel construction, sapphire crystal, 50 meters of water resistance, C3 lume, and also the NH35A automatic hand winding and hacking movement. 41 hours of power reserve, and 24 joules. Again, a great workhorse movement proven by the time. I'm almost 100% sure that I will get this watch, but when there is only one customer review and it has a picture of the watch in the wrap, it makes it hard to evaluate whether or not it is worth it. Nevertheless, I really like how it looks on the sheet and in the pictures, and I'm most definitely buying this one during the sale. Also, this company assembles various very colorful watches, usually homages, so if you're interested, just look through their store. So on this roundup, you know we cannot go without a Submariner homage. I present you the Addiesdive MY3-2. This one again I have been eyeing up for a very long time. It is definitely not a new model, but I never get to actually buy it, even though I think it is worth every single penny. It is an ultra budget friendly watch with, again, very good specs. This one is probably the best option if you don't want to go and spend a lot of money, but you want something that looks similar. And this watch you won't really care about as it costs that little, but I think it should serve you quite well. The watch is 41 millimeters in diameter, so just as the new Submariner. The lug to lug is 48 millimeters, the thickness is 13 millimeters, the lug width is 20 millimeters and weighs 163 grams. I've seen this one going for as little as 40 euros, and for that you get a 316L stainless steel construction, ceramic bezel which they claim has BGW9 lume, it has a screw down crown, 200 meters of water resistance, solid end links, mineral crystal, Miyota 2115 quartz movement, and also the indices and the hands are allegedly filled with C3 lume. Good size, great specifications, so it actually seems to be a very good beater watch. Reviews on YouTube, many reviews on AliExpress, so you can really make your mind up, but I think for this price there is just nothing to think about. I really don't think you can get better than this. So the next watch I almost finished writing a review on, and it is the Steeldive SD1975, or just a tuna homage. So this one again has been for quite some time now, but I really wanted to see what it is all about, and a few months ago I ordered the yellow version of it, and I've been wearing it ever since. Again, a very fine one with beautiful specifications. It is for the bigger wristed. On the side they claim that the size is 47.5 millimeters, the thickness is 15 millimeters, the lug width is 22 millimeters, and without the strap it weighs 98 grams. So it is definitely a bigger watch for possibly bigger guys. Plus with all of that, it has great specifications. It is all 316L stainless steel construction, including the band and the option to get a silicone band as well. It has 120 click unidirectional ceramic bezel, dome sapphire crystal, 300 meters of water resistance, the Seiko NH35A movement, which I've already mentioned, automatic, Haken and hand winding, and plus it is very well lumed with C3 lume. Even though these specifications are great, my main reason for which I bought the watch was the color. There are a bunch of dial colors to choose from. You can match them up with different straps. There is the blue, the green, the yellow, the orange, the red dial, all of which bring some light into the life, at least for me. I very much enjoy seeing a very bright yellow watch on my wrist and being able to just go outside and enjoy it. They've also come out with a new color, which is a light blue one. Ever since the Tiffany Blue Patek Philippe came out, the light blue color scheme seems to be on a rise, and this is no different with this watch. I've taken this watch many places, been traveling with it most of the time here in Malta, and also took it to the Baltic Sea in my country and also the Mediterranean here in Malta. Beautiful, beautiful watch that not only serves as a beater but also looks beautiful. And the price is very reasonable as well. Now the 8th watch again is on my wish list. I'm not really sure if I'll get this one on the 11/11 sale, but eventually I think I will. Again, it is an homage to the Rolex Explorer 2, although this time it is to the modern one, and it comes from, I think it's a sister brand to the Steeldive, which is the Addiesdive. As you can see, it is an homage, one of the many that are offered on AliExpress, but I like this one especially for the fact that they did the slim case design rather than the bulky one like the Pagani design or the Bagnard companies do. Now I do not see the final price, as for example for me when I go to checkout, AliExpress offers a price correction and that brings down the price as much as 40 euros. So right now, not during the sale, the price is 226 euros, but when you go to place an order, it says that it is 100 €285, which is quite drastic. Now, there are two options. You can either go for the Explorer style or the Tudor style with snowflake hands. For me personally, I'm leaning more towards black Explorer dial, but both seem to be looking very nice. Again, it is very nice that they provide the measurements right on the side, so the diameter is 39 millimeters, 47.5 millimeters lug to lug, the thickness is 12.5 millimeters, and the bandwidth is 20 millimeters. Again, full stainless steel, sapphire crystal with AR coating, BGW9 lume, 100 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, very nice finish, at least from the photos, and it also comes equipped with an NH38 Seiko movement, which is pretty much exactly the same like the NH35, just that it usually on watches, it has an open balance wheel at the 9 o'clock. Very elegant watch with very elegant proportions, and at least from the photos it looks very nice. There's also a possibility to choose not only between the different dial design but also a different dial color. There is the matte blue and the matte black. Oh, and also they added the light blue version not so long ago. For me, it looks very well, very good looking. They did a really good job on this one as it seems, so I hope I can get my hands on one very soon. Next on the list is again quartz, but I like the design so much that I just had to include this one in the list. So this is the Pilot 1903, the model number is SD8107, and it's a vintage inspired pilot watch from Steeldive. I saw this one not so long ago actually. Again, just looking at it, everything feels just right. The cathedral hands, the font for the numerals, as well as the patina on both the hands and the numerals just goes very well with the black dial. And also what I very much like is that the whole case is brushed and it just makes it a little bit more high-end. It is 39 millimeters in diameter, the lug-to-lug is 45.25 millimeters, the thickness is 12.3 millimeters, it has a lug width of 20 millimeters, and without the strap it weighs 45 grams, so extremely light. Not only it has great looks, but also quite a good spec sheet. Again, it is 316L stainless steel, flat sapphire crystal, 200 meters of water resistance, a leather strap, AR coating, C3 lume, and also it comes with a quartz movement, which is the Japan VX42. It is a 2022 model, which is rather new, and I don't really think that I saw this design on any other watch. There are probably elements that it took from multiple watches, but if you know what kind of watch this represents or is a homage to, then let me know in the comment section down below, as I would like to know. I think that even though it is quartz, this specific example is pretty good, so I think it is worth the money that it is asking for. If you're interested, again, the link is in the description down below. Now for the last watch, I wanted to go for something a little bit more extreme, and this one will definitely not be for everyone, but I very much like what they did with this one and how it looks. Not personally what I would buy, but I think there is a buyer for this kind of watch. So this is a Tsar Bomba model number TB8204Q, which is an homage to the Richard Mille. This one is definitely not something you can hide under your cuff. This watch will definitely get the attention, and pretty much you're buying it to get attention, but I think it looks cool and the specifications are great too. Now I'm not really sure about the dimensions of this watch, but from what it is shown on the site, it is 43.5 millimeters in diameter, 50.5 millimeters lug to lug. The lug width is not really stated, as this watch only takes one type of a band and there's no possibility to change it, for example, to a NATO, so it is not really relevant, and it also weighs 150 grams. So again, it is spec'd very well. The case is 316L stainless steel, it has a silicon band and a sapphire crystal, 50 meters of water resistance, and it comes equipped with a Seiko VK67 movement, which is a quartz movement made by Seiko. So you're not getting just a simple Chinese movement, we are actually getting a Japan quality here. From what I see from the reviews on YouTube and on AliExpress, this one seems to be very well made, and they constantly come out with new models, and there's actually an abundance of colors you can choose from on the listing. I will leave different models from Tsar Bomba in the description down below. Mainly they're all Richard Mille homages. Again, as I've said, not something for everyone. You have to be a very specific person to like this design, but I just think it is very interesting looking and also very colorful, and it is definitely worth checking out. So there you go, here is my full 10 timepiece list of watches that I think are worth considering buying on the 11/11 AliExpress sale. I think we covered a lot, couple of homages, couple of original watches, couple of colorful watches, a few different type of watches that I think everyone can find something in this list. As I've said, I think I'm going for the Nautilus homage from PARNSRPE and also maybe the Speedmaster homage from Pagani Design. Both of them seem to be very well spec'd and reasonably priced, so I think I'm going for them. Again, it would be best if you would leave your suggestions in the comment section down below, so this list expands even more and people can get more ideas. As mentioned, all of the links will be in the description down below if you're interested. And as always, if you like this video, please leave a like and also consider subscribing and hitting that little bell so you'll get notified when I upload a new video. And now thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.